I probably should have changed my.
Fair.
I'm the world's worst guitar owner.
No, you're the world's worst guitar owner is the one that doesn't know how to change their strings.
That's true. That's true.
I
10,000 books out there that teach you how to tune a guitar, and not a single one tells you when.
I almost thought about making an entire series watching people tune guitars.
I want to copyright tuning so that I get paid every time somebody does tune a guitar.
Could you copyright it?
I don't know. I mean, could you?
Copyright the word tuning? I feel like Disney does it all the time, right?
Yeah, it's like a catchphrase, right? Tuning.
Yeah. I don't know.
What are you doing? Tuning.
Nope. Oh, damn it.
Jason gets paid again.
Hey, it's a way to work, right?
I'm surprised like Bill Gates hadn't beat us to it yet.
Right. Because I know like Disney's got like certain colors like that you can't use and all
they're
that's
proprietary.
Yeah, proprietary stuff.
Yeah.
Or you find a way to tune your guitar that only you can do it and make that a proprietary way to tune a guitar.
I mean,
there's got to be.
I'm trying to think how many ways you can tune a guitar. Like, I mean, you can tune a guitar various different ways, like tuning wise, but the act of tuning itself, just to the standard 440. Now, if you could, because the majority of guitar players do use that tuning, so I mean, could you do anything with it?
Like
copyright it and get paid for it?
Copyright like drop D tuning or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways.
I don't know. That'd be something worth looking into.
Fair. So here we are. We're going to jump right into this because all that is just pure gold right there.
Right there.
We got Jason Custer joining us on Live and Amplified's Indie Fusion podcast here at in a jam down by the river at Mountain Breeze Campgrounds. How's it been going, man?
Been good. Sorry that I've missed 3 calls from you, apparently, or text messages.
Yeah,
from
it was text. I'm starting to think maybe I just don't have your right number.
Maybe. I haven't changed my number, but maybe it's wrong. We're going to verify this afterwards.
Because I've been trying to work my way up into the Dallas market, so to speak. We've started doing like live podcasts in front of an audience.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to come up into Dallas, Fort Worth area and
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So
I'd love to see you up there.
We're going to Tucson in November, so
that's cool.
Yeah. This will be out by the time that gets officially announced. Nice. So
I've never been to Arizona.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Never have. I've been to Vegas, but I flew, and then I'm. New Mexico, Colorado, all that good stuff out that way, but I've never been to Arizona.
Interesting.
I want to go.
Fair.
I would like to go.
Tucson is you have to, if you drive, you have to go through the quote unquote legal border patrol checkpoints.
Right. You got checkpoints. I have been to El Paso.
Yeah.
Like, there's I-10's got those things all over it.
Oh yeah. It's
I'm assuming the closer you get to Laredo on 35, there's probably checkpoints.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna have to do it to get down. Because to get to Tucson, you're gonna have to go through like Las Cruces or something. And you're gonna have to go through it, and then you're gonna have to go through it coming back out, and then I'm sure you'll probably have to go through it one more time after that. So, anyways,
I need to go.
Government chat.
That's right.
So excited to have you back on. I feel like this is the only time we ever get to talk. Somebody, I can't figure out who it was, invited me to the Instagram page for either your new band or your new profession. I haven't quite figured that one out.
It is a new band.
Okay.
Called the Dirt Road Hookers, which are, basically I'm unoriginal, and I just took the song that I wrote, Dirt Road Hooker, and we're using it as a title of a band. Fair. And it's me and 4 other people, my son and one of his best friends from high school. He's a fantastic guitar player, and he's a great bass player. So he'll be playing bass. And then Michael May on lead guitar of Cotton. He used to play with Cottonwood Crows and Casey Chestnut and various other bands. And then a young lady, Mason. Why am I going blank right now? Just Mason. She should actually just drop the last name. Shearer. Mason Shearer. And she played with Casey Chestnut as well.
Nice.
she's played with so many people. Like, she's 25 years old. It just ticks me off. I'm the oldest person by far in the band. I don't think anybody else has even reached 30 yet.
Fair.
I know that 3 of them haven't. I don't know how old Michael is.
I thought you were about to say I don't know how old my son is, but
well, no, I know how old my son is. I know I'm his dad. I'm not sure who his mom is.
All right. Oh, so no. How long have y'all been playing together? How long is that project? That's a relatively new project, right?
It is so new that Mason and Michael have not met Brody and Joel.
Okay.
That's how new it is. Like, we have no rehearsals, and we've got 3 shows booked right now and
Sweet.
Coming up. But as long as the rhythm section's good, the other 2, they don't need to.
You figure it out.
We'll rehearse during sound check, I guess.
Fair enough.
It's something that when I moved up to Fort Worth about 3 years ago, my band that I had for years, we just called it quits, and I swore I wouldn't have my own band again, and in essence, it's not really my band. Like, it's our band. We're just going to have some fun and maybe book 1 or 2 shows a month at most.
Yeah.
Just to go and have some fun, and there's no pressure of trying to get a record deal, or if we record something, it's okay, great. But if we never record anything, then that's fine too. If we are going to record, I need to get started writing. But I still got a lot of songs that haven't been recorded.
Fair. So these 3 shows that you have booked, yet you haven't had a practice or or half the band. Okay, what's going on? All right.
Yeah, there's somebody's jamming outside on one of the stages on the guitar.
But since y'all haven't, what are you guys going to be playing?
Like, music-wise?
Yeah.
Basically songs that I had with my other band. And some new songs. I've got to get some stuff recorded so that everybody can have at least a rough track. And the good thing is my son lives in my house, and he's the drummer, so as long as he can come up with a beat, and the bass player, like I said, he's a great guitar player, and I can tell him, hey, here's the key change, here's the key, here's the chord changes, and he's on it. And, if you're familiar with, you remember when Dustin recorded that song "Best Spaghetti Western"? It's got that funky bass on it. It's that kid.
Okay, wow.
So
nice.
he's a great bass player. So it's just gonna, like I said, we're just gonna have some fun, and if we can book some shows, have a good time, and hopefully everybody else enjoys it too, and we'll see what happens.
Nice. So just flying by the seat of your pants, pretty much.
Pretty much 95% of my life.
It happens. It happens. But I've been like I was saying, I'm looking at trying to figure out what the next situation is for me, because like Waco's cool, but everybody's leaving Waco.
Yeah.
Like music wise, like once they get to a certain point, it's like, okay, I'm either going to Nashville, I'm going to Dallas Fort Worth, or I'm going to Austin.
I don't know why anybody wants to go to Austin, but okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, Austin's got its charms, but it just the way that I don't know. I've only seen the Austin music scene from the outside looking in. I've never been in it, never really, played in Austin a lot. But, I've been up in Fort Worth for the last 3 years. I've absolutely loved my time up there, but my music is more suited for the Fort Worth area. And I don't know if Austin would be the right place for me. Or even Dallas.
Fair. Because I've started having more Fort Worth musicians on the podcast. Just kind of slowly ingratiating myself into the community up there, and it's like, they're trying to, y'all are trying to like separate yourself from Dallas and like make your own like little thing there. It feels like.
I mean, you're always going to have. It's kind of like the 5 crime families of New York. You know, it's you know, you're going to have the guys in Dallas that are always saying Dallas is the best, and it's like, you know, no, Fort Worth is the best. And I'm not from. I mean, technically, I was born in Irving, so I guess, you know, I was born in the Dallas area. But I don't know. There's a lot of people that they live and die by that whole, you know, Fort Worth is better. No, Dallas is better. And I'm just a transplant that couldn't really care any less.
Right.
Like, I'm just happy to be playing music and staying busy in Fort Worth and in Dallas.
Nice.
So, I mean, I've played in downtown Dallas a couple of times since I've moved up to Fort Worth and the Colony, and so all those, like, some other Dallas areas that you know, if I hadn't moved to Fort Worth, I wouldn't have ever played there.
Nice. Yeah.
I was able to. Somebody calls me, hey man, can you come play bass at what was that? The Rodeo Bar in downtown Dallas. I'm like, what time? And I'm on my way.
Nice.
So, but because I live in Fort Worth, if I still lived in Lampasas, I'd be like, I wouldn't even have known those guys.
That guy I had on the podcast last night was from Lampasas.
Who was that?
Terry McBride.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Terry is, he's McBride in the Ride.
Yep, McBride in the Ride.
First time that I ever saw or realized that a bass player could be the front man of a band.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because I'm a singer-songwriter that found out 20-something years after I started playing guitar that, hey, I'm not a bad bass guitar player.
Right.
And honestly, I stay just as busy playing bass guitar as I do playing my songs.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about not having my own band for so long. Is I was having the band fun by playing bass guitar with other bands. And then I could go out and play my songs the way I wrote them and the way that I want to play them.
Yeah.
And that's, I didn't need a band to do that for me. So I was kind of living the best but now I'm living the best of 3 worlds.
Yeah.
I can still do my solo stuff.
Yeah.
But I can also have a band and just have some fun.
Yeah, for sure. So what are you doing this weekend? Are you playing solo stuff, or are you just kind of hanging out?
I'm playing solo. In fact, at 4:15, I'm in the first group here inside the bar.
Is it? Are you sure it's inside the bar? Because they don't look like they're...
I thought it was. I don't know where we're playing.
I was trying to make sense of that schedule, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, we got the bar stage, and then you got the 2 stages down there, and then Sunday I think they're playing out here somewhere on this stage? I don't know.
I have no idea. So, you know, the first year that we did this, that was the stage.
Yeah.
And it was just one stage. And it just, then the second year we used the back porch here as the stage. And then we had the river stage. Yeah. And then third year we had 3 stages. And it's like every year there's another stage added in. So this year is 4 days long. And it's like, man.
Dustin was telling me about that second year where you did it out on the back porch here, where you guys took off all the
took the safety rail off.
Yeah, the safety rail off, and you guys were just playing on an elevated stage.
It worked great.
Nice.
The first time that I ever came to Mountain Breeze, I was sitting in a inner tube on the river watching Walt Wilkins play on that back porch.
Yeah.
And you know the whole band, and then like what was her last name? Terry Hendricks.
Yeah.
And Lloyd Maines played with her and all that stuff, and they were playing there, and it was just a bunch of cool, really, really good bands, and so it was my idea that second year, because that first year everything was it went from conception to birth in 6 weeks. Yeah. And so we had a little bit more time that second year, and I told Dustin about, let's see if they can take that rail down and we can use the back side of it. And we've been out back ever since. Yeah. Nobody's played anything on that little stage.
I think last year somebody tried to do something out there, like just like a little jam thing or something, but
might have just some guys jamming around, whatever.
But you know, it's been really cool. You know, like obviously I wasn't here the first or second year. I came in the third year. I should have been here the second year, but that's a whole different conversation that I'm sure we've had in the past. But just kind of seeing how this whole thing has grown over the last 3 years, and I really hope that Dustin kind of gets the attention and sponsorship and the funding that he really deserves for this. So
yeah, I mean, this is the 5th year, and I'm looking forward to seeing what next year happens. I'm hoping that, like you just said, maybe some big sponsors would come in and help us out, and it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, there's sponsors are giving out money to people that aren't hardly doing anything, and it's like this is an actual thing, and that's we kept saying that this was a music festival by musicians for musicians, and it's still that way. Like, a lot of the crowd, the majority of the crowd, most of the time is musicians, and or guys that were playing in the band before the band that's playing now, or now they're sitting out there in the crowd listening. And the cool part about it is this is that time of the year that I get to see Dustin play, and I get to see Ghost Dance Band, I get to see High Water Gamble, and then Dustin also brings in these headliners that, like, John Fulbright, and it was like last year or two years ago we had Damn Quails, and just getting there and just getting to hang out and talk to those guys, a lot of fun. So yeah, for sure. It was last year was a really transformative moment. It was like it reassured everything that I'd been doing, and it was like, okay. And then I was talking to a group before you jumped on, and it was like, I don't know what it was about this year, and I equated a lot back to this time last year for In a Jam, where it was just kind of like I was, kind of down on everything I was doing. The numbers were down all across the board. Came here, got re-energized, and then shortly after this, I got invited out to Nashville to do like CRS, and then from that, I got invited out to do CMA Fest, and then from CMA Fest, I've had Terry McBride on. I've had John McCune from the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and just like all these super big legendary names, and it's like, all right, obviously I'm doing something right. So it's like, hey, and I, like you were saying, this is a festival for musicians by musicians. I've often told people it's a family reunion that just happens to have music. Yeah,
that's how this is for us. It's like Matt Smith is one of my best friends. Clint Janish, I've known him since high school, or maybe even before. And Tyler Lane, it's a younger kid that we're all going to be swapping songs here in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I get to share a stage with friends, and then also get to share a stage with, like, I'm going to play on the same stage as John Fulbright. And I'm probably going to butcher the name, Deslons. Is that how you say it?
I've been saying the Deslons, but
I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize.
Actually, you know who you need to ask? Anna. Ask Anna. Because I think she was like the conduit.
I wonder if it's Italian. You might have to do the.
Yeah, probably.
Deslons.
Yeah, probably. To be fair.
I don't know. I thought Anna's last name was French. I thought it was Lemaire or something, and then she corrected me that it's like Italian.
Lamare.
Lamare.
Yeah, that's funny. So what's the plan for the rest of the year? What do you got?
We're going to close out the year with a couple of, I've got one full band show coming up with Dirt Road Hookers, and I play every Friday from about 3 o'clock till about 6 or 7, just depending on the crowd. At Filthy McNasty's in the Stockyards, and then Sundays I'm back at the Filthy McNasty's from 6:30 to 9. So it's nice to have those built in. I know I've got a gig 2 days a week, and then.
Now, is that Sunday gig? Is that more of like an open mic thing, or is that just you straight playing?
It's just me. I'll normally do it as a duo. Like Friday, I have a regular duo partner. A kid named Dylan Edwards. He's like 23 years old, and the kid writes some great songs, and he's got this old school country, like 60s country sound to him, and a super nice kid. And And then Sunday, normally I have let's say regularly, I would have Dylan Welsh, who plays lead guitar for Lowdown Drifters.
Okay. Yeah.
And he normally would play that gig with me. And then when he's on the road, I have a handful of people that I'll have come and play with me. This last Sunday, nobody, I couldn't get a hold of anybody. So I was like, I just did it by myself.
Yeah.
But, nice. I can do that too.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. Had a good crowd. And, that's a good thing about the Stockyards too, is it's a revolving door.
Yeah.
So if you played 10 songs in the first hour,
yeah,
and then 10 different songs the second hour, and go back for a third hour, you can play any of those 20 songs
and not worry about
and nobody's
because it's a lot like down in Orlando or whatever, where it's just kind of like people are coming to have a drink or stopping in to, if it's summertime, they're stopping to cool off for a little bit, and then after an hour they're gone.
So, or in the wintertime, stopping in to warm up.
Yeah, that too because Stockyards is a happening place. Everybody asks me, why don't you go to the Stockyards? And it's like, I'm good.
Well, next time you're up in the Fort Worth area on a Friday or Sunday, we're going to make sure you have my right number. And,
yes.
Get a hold of me. We'll at least come hang out for a while.
Yeah, for sure. It's, because I see you posting it up on, it was Instagram, Facebook, wherever. And it's like, it looks really cool. And, originally I thought it was just like an open mic thing that you were doing.
Yeah, no, it's, in fact, I don't know if Filthy McNasty's, I know that right now, currently, there is no open mic there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've ever done one. Maybe in the past they might have done one. But,
yeah, fair.
If you want to go to an open mic, there's an open mic like 5 nights a week all over.
Especially in a place like Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth, you throw a pencil down any road, and I'm sure.
I know on Sunday nights they have an open mic in the Stockyards at the Rhinestone Saloon.
Oh, really? Nice.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
Normally that kicks off right as I'm ending, so I go up, hang out, and I don't necessarily play unless I've got a couple songs I'm working on that I want to try out, but that's about the only time I do an open mic.
Nice.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with them. Trust me, I've done plenty of open mics in my life.
Yeah.
So,
but it gets to a point where that it has to have a purpose. Like,
yeah. I do it to go and kind of like how a comedian tries out new material at an open mic stand-up deal. It's the same thing with music. Is you got a song, you think it's a good song, you go and play it. Maybe one of your songwriter friends that are there hears it. It's like, hey, try this as in a line, or substitute these words or whatever.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's a good way to get some constructive feedback.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it gives you an opportunity to really see what the crowd thinks of the song, as far as like the flow and like the actual structure of the song.
Yeah. And at an open mic, majority of the time, the majority of the crowd is going to be other musicians, just like here. But so if you can impress other musicians, or and I'm guilty of saying it too. I'll hear somebody else's song, and I'll be like, man, I wish I would have wrote that.
Right.
Or I'll hear somebody use a line or just a word, and I'm like, wow, why didn't I think of that? Or now I'm mad. Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to write a song.
Fair.
And I'm going to try to use superfluous monkeys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It happens.
Yeah.
But enjoyed the conversation. I know you got to get up and play here in a little bit, so I don't want to keep you too long. If anybody wants to check out your music, all that fun stuff, where's the best place to find you?
It's on all the streaming platforms. Look for the Jason Custer Band, and if you want to follow me on the social medias, I'm on Instagram under Jason Custer Music. Jason Custer on Facebook. There's a page, and then there's also the Dirt Road Hookers. Yeah. That's going to be more of a rowdy, like kind of unfiltered.
You're going to go Friday late night to see the Dirt Road Hookers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and bring cash.
Fair.
The Dirt Road Hookers don't take card.
Fair. But once again, thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll catch you all later.